行くぞはっジェノサイカッタ
What's up, everybody? This is Forgo, and today we're going to do the max score against Immortal Mose. And before I do this, I want to give a big shout out to my buddy Leo in the Discord for showing me the team that he used. And man, this is just an insane team for this. I also want to give a big thank you to Netmarble for once again giving us some free stuff. They did give us the choice between these lady fighters, which is freaking amazing. It's only 3 of them. But still, this is pretty damn cool. You can choose between Kim, Lady Brian, and Lady Maxima. Depending on what you need in the game, depends on who you're going to pick. All 3 of these characters you need past tier 40 in Reviving Hell's Dungeon. All 3 of them. I can tell you that you'll probably benefit more from Maxima and more PvE content than you will from these 2. But it really just depends on how many memories you have, or if you have the character or not, as to whether or not which one you pull. You're going to need all 3 of them regardless, to be perfectly honest, guys. So I think this is fantastic that they gave us characters that we actually need. So big thank you to Netmarble for that one. Very nice. And as you guys can see, I do have more rubies, and that's because I was able to cap out the score against Immortal Mose. So we're going to jump into the dungeon, and we're going to see just what team we got here. So we got Iori, Eileen, and Genetz. Freaking amazing team. And we're not using no PG rate leadership. Just this increased attack by 60%. You need dot explosion. That way you can decrease the defenses of Immortal Mose and stun him so he can't be attacking. So this actually really helps survivability of characters that don't have much survivability against this bastard. Now I realize that you guys, some of you are probably looking at this thinking, well, I don't have Eileen and I don't have Charlotte. That's okay, no big deal. You can easily replace Eileen with a different attack type character that's going to benefit from Iori's leadership. Now, I will tell you all right now, Eileen really is massive for this dungeon. She is absolutely insane. Even though the dot explosion from this character removes the shock damage, and when attacking a shocked enemy, increase the enemy's receive damage, even though it keeps removing the shock, you're going to see that you can still do freaking amazing. Her burst damage is so nuts that she just makes all the difference. So if you have her, awesome. If you don't, then you're going to have to switch her out for a different attack type character. I could recommend the attack type character that I would recommend for her instead of her is probably, let me see here. Let's go in here. Click on gold, click on green, is either Swimsuit Mary, who has chill explosion, or Swimsuit K. Actually, these 2 would really be great for this event because you can use her on the first team and you can use K on the second team. And you can use K because he'll actually benefit from this increased attack fighter by 40% and power charge rate by 20%. This applies to Nest fighters, and K is a Nest fighter. So he actually benefits from that PG rate leadership and the attack. So he would be a great choice here. Plus, Immortal Mose just stays stunned the whole time. So his survivability will be just fine. So you can easily switch out Charlotte for K and Eileen for Swimsuit Mary, and you'll still do freaking amazing. In fact, I feel confident that you could probably max out the score. You might have to buff those characters up quite a bit, but I feel confident you could probably max out the score. Now, my Iori is pretty beefed up. Funny thing, I didn't realize his attack capsules weren't maxed out. They weren't maxed out when I did this run, which is funny, but I will be maxing them out for sure. But I wanted to show you all what I actually had for my builds when I did this run. So not quite max capsules. He is level 50. And I run the Tekken set not because of the PG rate. It doesn't help at all, or PG gain. It doesn't help at all in this event. But the CP from this set is insane. If you don't have the Tekken set, put the Akane on him. Or the Leah set. Akane or Leah, number 1, easily for all of these characters. I'm also using this option card. And this option card is actually really nice because it does give the increased attack. You do get to keep some cooldown. But it also has 50% chance to increase attack by 13% for 5 seconds upon landing a strike skill. And luckily, Iori actually does have a strike skill on his second and third. And then for his finisher, he does a strike skill as well. So the chances of him proccing that attack is very, very high. Plus, he's just a damage dealer. I mean, I made a tier list a while back, a PvE tier list, and I put Iori and Eileen. I actually bumped them up a tier. And this is why, because they just keep showing up as some of the main characters you're going to use in a lot of the game modes. Eileen, I do have her at level 40. Unfortunately, I wish she was at level 50, but she's only at level 40 right now. And for her set, I used the Leah set. If you have a Leah set, you really want to put it on Eileen because her damage is just absolutely insane. And with the reset cooldowns, it's just going to help so much. Your main priority when you're using Eileen, and you'll notice, guys, because Immortal Mose gets stunned all the time from the explosion, I rarely use the immunity. You just don't need it. I just mainly use the super armor skill to make sure I don't get interrupted. But really, I should be using the immunity because it's an increased attack. And we use the third skill. So this is actually funny. The run you're going to see, I really don't use the immunity much. And that's actually has an increased attack. So I should have been using this and the third skill instead of the first skill. I actually would have done a lot more damage, to be perfectly honest with you guys. But we still were able to get the 500 million. So that might give some of you hope. If you don't have her at 4-star, maybe you can put her at 3-star and maybe hit your second skill and then your third skill over and over and over, so she can keep doing tons and tons of damage. And this third skill is just freaking nuts. Deals additional damage equals 75% of attack. And this is why you want to keep using this thing over and over and over. And you really want to keep using the second skill. Even though in the run that I did, I was using the damn first skill like a dummy. You should use the second skill and cancel into the third skill because you get this extra increased attack. That really, really helps your damage. And Ginet's here. I got him at level 50, max capsules, and I am running the Akane set. You want to put his 3PG here, definitely. That way he'll do this because you're going to be playing Eileen. You want to make sure you're using her third skill and her second skill. And again, in the run, you're going to see I'll be using the first skill and the third skill because I wasn't really thinking, to be perfectly honest. But that really just shows how strong these teams really are. For Pretty Z, obviously, Elise, that's the way to go. And again, guys, if you don't have Leah's, put Akane's on them. If you don't have Akane, put the Noah set on them. And then we have Nameless. Now, Nameless is an exception to the rule. You really want to have the Kea set for this guy. Even the new Yashiro set would actually be okay for him because it bumps his attack based off defense. You can throw this on him. And as far as his imprint stones, I do have a PG rate stone, and I do have increased defense fighter attack by 12% on both of these stones. You see I got burn here and lightning. The reason being is because you only benefit, your dot damage is only benefited from one stone. So if I have 2 stones with burn damage, I'm not getting double, I'm not getting 50% here. I'm not getting more burn. So that's why you'll see different stones, which is actually pretty sweet. And then, and max attack capsules, obviously. And then Charlotte, she has no imprint stones. We are using an Akane set on her. She'll never use this 5PG, so it doesn't really even matter. And she's just great for the bleed explosion. She doesn't even have max capsules. And she doesn't even benefit from Pretty Zero's leadership, which is pretty crazy. So before we do the run, I want to touch on something though really quick. In this New Year's Pass, and big shout out to my friend JD in Discord for pointing this out to me. Here at the bottom here, next to the 500 rubies, this imprint stone, check this thing out. Check this out. Increase power charge rate by 3%. I imagine this might go up to 8 to 10% and increase, and you can increase whatever color you want. You can use this as a selector, so you can pick whatever color you need and whatever type you need and whatever dot you need. So you get the dot damage, you get the buff to the character that you're putting it on, and you get PG rate all in one stone. And as far as I know, this is the only place you're going to be able to get one of these stones. Now, I'm not saying go out and buy this pack because of it, because I still don't think it's a good deal. But I wanted to point that out and bring it to all of your attention because that is a freaking OP damn stone. That's OP as hell, because currently right now in the game, we just have the PG stone that offers PG rate. It doesn't give us anything else. It doesn't give us extra attack. I mean, if you look at Nameless here, it's just PG rate. That's it. But it's a lot of PG rate. Gains power by 4% for every 1 second for 10 seconds upon using Awakened skill, and the 8% PG rate. So it's still a better, this is still a better PG stone, but you're getting attack and PG from the other one. So that is just nuts. Oh, I just wanted to talk about that for a brief moment. Wow, 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 wow. So let's jump into the action and let's rock and roll. So as always, you want to run this on semi-auto, and I really am happy that they changed this to where we can use our freaking skills, spam them during other ultimate skills, which is nice. And make sure you play Eileen. I just start with that third skill, and then I just start pouring it on. There we go. And a little tidbit, if Immortal Mose jumps, make sure you either use your super armor or just guard really quick. Now I'm just going to keep using my skills. I'm going to keep using my skills. Come on, come on, come on. And I should have hit my second skill there. You notice I didn't hit my second skill, so I didn't get the attack buff before I did this PG. So I wasn't really playing this correctly, to be honest, but I thought it'd be better to show you guys this, to show you that even when you make mistakes, I mean, you can still obviously get the 500 million. I mean, yeah, the characters are built really, really well, but I think that's to be expected, to be honest, in this game mode. Let's go. And the thing that's really nice about Eileen, well, one of the many things, is she resets her skills after doing her special or her ultimate, which is great. So you can just jump right on in, do your third skill again, there's the Leah set proc. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. And man, I did this run actually yesterday. I didn't record it in Discord the first time I tried it. And I got like 225, 230 million with this first team, which is nuts. Come on, here we go. Oh yeah, man, I love her skill. So freaking cool. And we see we already hit over 210 million. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go, there we go, there we go. All right, so yeah, 230, 233, 234 million with the first team. Pretty insane. Just imagine if Eileen was at level 50 and I had Iori's capsules maxed out. Would have done even better. Probably would have hit 300 plus million, maybe 300 million. And in the second team, I play Pretty Zero. And you really want to have a PG stone on Nameless. I mean, even with Pretty Zero's leadership, even with Nameless's core, he really does need a little extra PG, because I believe he has 15% PG rate from his core. It just isn't quite enough. These bosses decrease the PG rate, so it's very important to have that PG stone, to be honest, on him. Let's go, let's go. Oh yeah, get him, Charlotte. And we got, you know, about 30 seconds left. We need about 100, a little over 150 million to get that 500 mil. Oh yeah. And by the way, you know, Nameless and Pretty Z, they really are just insane for a lot of these game modes. Really amazing characters to build for this stuff. And honestly, really all these characters are. Charlotte, unfortunately, I pretty much just only use her for this. But Eileen, Ginnets, Iori, Nameless, Pretty Z, they are regulars throughout the game. Oh yeah. And I just, oh god, I love that we can just spam. There's no way I'd be able to hit 500 million if we couldn't do that. No way. Or at least I couldn't. Come on, come on. You got about 10 seconds left. Here we go. The damage is piling. And notice I keep using Pretty Z's 5PG. And this is another reason we want to be on semi-auto, so she doesn't keep using her default finisher. Come on, come on. We can do it. We can do it. Oh yeah. Thank you, Nameless, for hitting that PG. Yeah. And I tried to run yesterday. I didn't have, I had one less imprint stone on Nameless, and my Guinness was at level 40, and I still was able to hit 489 million with my Guinness at level 40 and Nameless with one less imprint stone. Oh yeah, and there you go, guys. 500 million. So again, hopefully this will help some of you out there. Again, if you don't have collabs, you can always switch them out. You can always switch out Eileen for Lady Yashiro, or Swimsuit Mary. You can always switch out Charlotte for Orochi Chris, or actually Swimsuit K would be much better because he will benefit from her leadership. So let me know how you're all doing in the game. Let me know what characters you've gotten, what cards you've gotten, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.